Their offense has been on the field, and for Northeast, it has been a day where if it could go wrong, it has, and it's gone very wrong.
Kincaid deep in the end zone to return this. Grayson Pontius high end over end kick. He's going to take it at the 2. Out between the numbers and the far hash. Now tries to reverse his field, come near side. Breaks one tackle, can't break the other, and he's going to go down at the 15-yard line. And Northeast is going to have it from their own 15, moving from right to left.
Yeah, and Jason, you go back and you look at that play right there. He breaks a tackle. He makes a very athletic play to stay on his feet. And then he runs into 4 more defenders, and he's tackled at the 15-yard line. This is just a difficult night to be wearing white.
Yeah, at EMCC, obviously, the faster football team, and they've been disciplined with that speed as well. Like you mentioned, there were 4 guys. Everybody stayed in their lane and didn't get out of position. First down and 10 to go from their own 15. Ball's going to be placed on the near hash. That's where it'll rest. And the rotating quarterbacks, Hunter back in there. He takes it at the knees and play action, fires it over the middle, caught 20-yard line, first down. First down for the Tigers as the receiver is going to get out across the 25 up to about the 26-yard line, and that is going to be number 18. That's Isaiah Carter, the freshman receiver from Amory, making the reception for the Tigers.
First down of the ball game for the Tigers comes at the 13:40 mark here in the second quarter, and the band expresses their approval.
So with 13:32 to go, here in the second quarter of play, EMCC on top 35-0. Now we have a timeout called by Northeast. And so head coach Greg Davis, in his 3rd year, came from Texas Christian University, is going to talk with his offense. Now this might be a confidence builder for them to try to mix some things up more. First down, 10 to go. Spot of the football is going to be their own 28-yard line. Let's go down to Glenn Beard on the sidelines. Glenn, when you're up 35-0, as a coach, how do you keep those guys motivated to not quit getting better, I guess is the term, because it's easy to kind of get lackadaisical when you know you're in control and more than likely going to win the ball game big.
Did you say when you're down or when you're up 35?
When you're up.
Yeah, it's one of those things you want to tell your guys, take care of the little things and be careful. Let's not do anything stupid that'll get us hurt and knock us out of the game. And also, you got to also be mindful, watch the cheap shots. Don't get baited into anything, you know. We've had that happen before.
I vaguely remember.
I do too. No score in the first quarter between Jones and Kahoma being played in the Mississippi Delta. Colin hosting Mississippi Gulf Coast. No score in the first quarter as well. We'll keep you up to date on the scores tonight. And Phillips is going to try to go up the middle. He's going to be dropped for a 2-yard loss back at the 26-yard line. So it's going to bring up now a 12-yard to gain situation. Second down and 12 for Northeast. Denzel Bonner is going to make the tackle for the Lions.
Yeah, boy, did he. Well, he just absolutely dominated the left tackle that time and was there to make the play. It's another play for negative yards for Northeast. Second down and 12.
And Hunter is going to remain in it. Quarterback, boy, they were kind of going back and forth there for a moment. They're all huddled up still at the 20-yard line. Boy, they're going slow. That's Kitchens, I beg your pardon. Kitchens still your quarterback. I don't see how you're going to be successful doing this tonight. 12:38, 12:37 clock rolling. Here's the snap to Kitchens. Going to leave it with Phillips. Phillips tries to come around near side. It's going to get across the 25. It's going to be hit around the 28-yard line. And I beg your pardon, that is not Phillips. That is going to be Zakiris Mosley. Mosley, the backup tailback in there. And now we have a penalty flag. And all indications, this is going to be on EMCC, Glenn.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a late hit here along the sidelines. And, well, you hope the call isn't targeting. Let's see what this is.
It's going to be a horse
collar, guys. Hold him down by the neck of the jersey.
So Mosley was pulled down by, as Glenn just mentioned, by his neck, or the back part of his shoulder pads, and that's going to be a 15-yarder. And EMCC so far has played a clean, crisp football game in all facets, and they've gotten sloppy here on this drive. And it's, I believe, the first penalty on EMCC, if my memory serves me correct. The second, I beg your pardon. But still, nonetheless, pretty clean game. So it's first down, 10 to go, and they are now 6 yards away from being in EMCC territory. And it's the spot of the football is going to be the 44. Ball down on the near hash. Twins Receivers over the far side, play action, firing it over the middle. It bounces up in the air and almost intercepted by EMCC at the 42. Penalty flag on the field again. And so it's going to be a 2nd and 10. Well, let's see what the penalty is.
I think we're going to have a man downfield this time. I think when a lineman might have gotten downfield, an ineligible receiver.
That's exactly what it is, Charlie. Lineman got downfield and got caught.
And they're explaining it now to the crowd here in Boonville as the sun begins to disappear behind us. A beautiful night for JUCO football and MAC-JC play. Number 16 Northeast and number 2 EMCC. If EMCC's the number 16 team in the country, then EMCC better be number 1 next week. Here's the snap and firing it near side, almost intercepted, and boy, he would have taken it to the house. EMCC around the 50-yard line.
That was Duke Upshaw who stepped in front of that pass, and Upshaw is a guy who I really like in that secondary. Very good one-on-one defender, very good at reading the quarterback, and that time he saw the play coming just a little bit late, and I mean just a fraction of a second late getting there, or he's got a touchdown going the other way.
You're exactly right. Duke Upshaw from Baldwin, Mississippi.
You know, Upshaw, a guy who played a lot last year, Jason. It's tough to get on the field as a freshman at EMCC.
Sure is. 3rd down, 10 to go from their own 44. Backpedaling is Kitchens, and it's a screen pass, and it's dropped by Zacchaeus Mosley over around the far hash. And so it's now 4th down. Northeast, who had a promising drive going. Their drive stalls at their own 44, and now Bo Lee's going to have to come kick this one away, but this could flip the field position. Well, not really. EMCC, as tough as they've been offensively, yeah, you want to start at your own 40 or 45. That's great field position, but EMCC now backing up with Merritt inside the 20. But the way EMCC can just move the football down the field, doesn't matter where they start. End over end kick's going to be returned by Merritt, caught 25, breaks a tackle near sideline 30, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds at the 35, and they're not going to throw a flag. I guess he was in the process of being tackled. So EMCC will start, though, around their own 35, 36-yard line. We'll see where the official spot is.
That was DJ Clayton on the return, Jason, wide receiver out of Kemper County.
Beg your pardon. Thank you very much, Glenn. Clayton 21 is his jersey number. Scott in the shotgun with twins either side. Spotted the football on 37-yard line. Now rolling around the right side. Going to tuck it and keep it himself. He's going to get out around the 39, close to the 40-yard line. He's going to be ridden out of bounds. And ridden out of bounds by Sam Williams. So it's going to bring up now a 2nd down after the 2-yard gain on the play up to about the 49-yard line. So it's going to bring up now 2nd down and 8 to go. Ball resting on the left hash. 3 down linemen now for Northeast. Caught 50-yard line by EMCC, and that's going to be Brandon Rogers. And Rogers is going to toss the football to the official. That's going to move the chains, and EMCC is going to be inside the 50 down to the Tiger 48-yard line.
Good body control by Rogers, able to make the catch on a pass that was a little bit behind him.
In the shotgun is Scott, going to take the snap from the Tiger 48, fire it back across the field to the far sideline on the long throw, and it's caught and staying on his feet and having to be game tackled at the 43-yard line. Is the receiver, which is going to be Dontario Drummond, the freshman receiver from Laurel, Mississippi. So Drummond catches it and gets about 2 or 3 yards after catch. Those yak plays are so big for wide receivers. Twin receivers either side. Spot the football on the 43. Back to pass. Screen pass near side to Mark. Mark's going to get inside the 40. Gets a great block, and he's going to fall down at the 36-yard line. He's going to have enough for the 1st down. And making the tackle is going to be Gates. That's Overton Gates for Northeast, knocking Jamori Mark off his feet. Trip receivers wide side of the field to the left. One receiver near side. They're moving from left to right with 10:03 to go before halftime. EMCC up 35-0. Scott with a snap. Back to pass. Throws it deep down the field. Caught inside the 20, inside the 15, and now taken off his feet at the 12-yard line. That's Brandon Rogers with the reception. And making the tackle is going to be Jonathan Edwards.
Nice throw, and again, a very nice catch by these Lions receivers. Boy, Scott really starting to develop some weapons in that passing game.
Well, they're in rhythm now, and there's a screen pass here to the near side, caught by MCC. Stutter stepping inside the 10, going to be taken down at around the 8-yard line, and that's going to be Tyrell Price with the screen pass reception.
Now that's Tamorius Connor in the ball game.
It is Connor.
Play. Yeah, so you get the quarterback Connor kind of sneaks in there in the receiving formation.
Connor out there for EMCC. EMCC getting some fresh faces out there in a 35-0 game. Trips near side. Now they're going to throw it on the fade pattern to the far side, and it's over the head of the intended receiver out of the side of the end zone. It was intended for Drummond, and it's going to be incomplete, so it's going to bring up now 3rd down. They can get a first down just inside the 1-yard line. Or is that? Yes, just inside the 1 they can get a first down. Spot of the football is going to be around the 8-yard line. The snap, looking right, now looking left, going to keep it himself. He's going to slip down, almost went to a knee, but stays on his feet. Now Scott coming back near side, has blockers. He's going to be hit and knocked to his knees about the 5-yard line. So it's going to bring up now a 4th down and about 3.5 to 4 yards, and they're going to bring out the kicking team.
Yeah, they're going to spot it all the way back at the 7, so it's going to be
24-yarder.
Well, let's see who they will let kick this. It looks like it's going to be Crabtree to do the kicking.
Wood will snap it back to Boykin, who will hold it. Ball is going to be placed on the near hash for the right-footed kicker. Crabtree trying to make it 38-0, and we have movement from the left side of the line, and it's going to be a false start on EMCC, so back them up 5 yards. So it'll be a 29-yard attempt coming up now on 4th down for EMCC. The spot of the football was the 7, so they'll bring it back out to the 12-yard line, which is around the original line of scrimmage after that catch just a moment ago by Rogers. Coming up at the half, we're going to take a look around the Southeastern Conference. Big game in Starkville this weekend, as number 12 LSU comes to town to take on the unranked Mississippi State Bulldogs, but both teams are 2-0 in the season. So now they're just...
Well, here's hoping those Tigers have as much trouble as the Tigers are having here tonight.
That'd be something else. So the 29-yard attempt from the near hash by Taylor Crabtree. Wood will snap it, Boykin will hold it, and it's an end-over-end kick that is going to go right through the uprights, and Taylor Crabtree has been phenomenal this season. It's 38-0, which means the clock should start running shortly. 8:05 to go here in the second quarter of play. They haven't run it yet. We'll check on it here in 30 seconds. Oh, it's only in the second half. Okay, second half, that's right. Half against Delta in the ball game about 2 years ago. We'll keep it right here, though. We're about to have the kickoff. EMCC's offense is going to come out onto the field, 38-0 after the 29-yard field goal by Taylor Crabtree. Buddy Stevens will be joined by Glenn Beard, or I should say Glenn Beard will be joined by Buddy Stevens going into the half as soon as these 8 minutes and 5 seconds run off the clock. Northeast Band begins to make its way out of the stadium, getting set for their halftime performance. Kincaid back deep to receive, standing with his heels on the goal line. It's a high end-over-end kick. Kincaid's going to run after it. It's going to bounce in to his right, and it's going to roll out of the back of the end zone. So starting from there on 25, Northeast will have the football moving right to left. EMCC up 38-0. It's been a dominant first half. Only 2 penalties on EMCC so far. So as I said, they've cleaned some things up. EMCC with 15 rushing carries for 84 rushing yards. Northeast 10 carries for -3 passing yards. So look at this, 15 of 19, I should say, for Lindsey Scott. As there's been passing plays 150, so 234 total yards for EMCC here in the first half. -3 rushing yards for Northeast. And Desmond Hunter back in the contest will take the snap at the knees, play action, tight end dump's going to be knocked down at the 32-yard line by EMCC.
That was a pretty good play call that time. They tried to just release the tight end, get straight down the field with him, but EMCC had it defended well. They had kind of brought a linebacker. The outside linebacker here on the near side was coming on pressure, and they were trying to throw right from the spot that he vacated, but EMCC had another man there and almost picked it off.
And so in the shotgun, it's going to be Hunter with twin receivers to the right, one to the near side. H-back behind the left tackle. Here's the snap. They're going to leave it on the ground. Phillips tries to come around the near side. I don't think that's Phillips. He's going to be knocked off his feet around the 32. And that is actually going to be Carleek Oliver.
And by the way, Jason, the clock did not stop after the incompletion a moment ago. So they did not start it going into the break, but at least after one incomplete pass, able to get a few more seconds off the clock.
Well, they're so up and down. I think it just depends on where you are and what they do with the clock. It seems like, because you're exactly right. It's not supposed to start until the second half as far as the running clock, but
no complaint from this quarter.
No, not at all. 38-0. This is one of those you want to just get it over with. I know Buddy's not going to be happy with the running clock and certainly understand his reasons for it. But as broadcasters, when it's 38-0, here's the snap. And Kitchens is hit as he throws the football incomplete at the 40-yard line near seam.
Well, got no help that time. He had his receiver, Bo Lee, put it on him, but he couldn't make the catch. And what might have been a first down, it results in another punt situation for Northeast.
Yeah, Bo Lee will have to kick it away from the left hash. He's kicking from right to left. Mike Williams back deep to receive. He'll stand inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. The snap back to Lee, and it's protected well. And here's a high spirally kick. It's going to bounce at the 25. It's going to be taken by Williams at the 20. Tries to go middle of the field, 25, upended around the 30-yard line. So EMCC still with great starting field position, moving from left to right. It's 5:54 to go. Now they stop the clock. So I guess they're just running it.
I think that's a situation where a clock operator says, if nobody's looking, I'm going to sneak a few seconds off this thing.
I think you could be right.
Just a heavy thumb over there.
38-0 EMCC on top with 5:54 to go here before halftime.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Jason. We can talk about it here in the booth, but this football team's still got a lot of work to do. They've got a lot of development to do between these quarterback and receivers, so could be productive minutes.
Tunnel screen caught near side, out across 35, puts his hand on blockers and goes inside Tiger territory, and is going to get inside the 45. I think maybe pushed out of bounds at the 45, and that is going to be Daniel Kroll Jr. Charlie's going to make that tunnel screen reception and bring it inside Tiger territory. 23 yards on the pitch and catch from Scott to Daniel Kroll. So from the 45, they're going to stay on the ground and going around left side, now cutting back downfield, getting around the 41. And it's going to be Tyrell Price. Price with a gain of about 4 on the play. We have a timeout called by Buddy Stevens. You could hear Buddy Stevens, Glenn, shouting from the far side.
Yeah, I was going to say, if there was any concern that he might be losing some intensity in a one-sided ball game, that can be alleviated quickly.
Oh, he's a Nick Saban when it comes to just, taking care of the details, the fundamentals. And it doesn't matter if it's 50-0 with a minute to go in the game. He's still coaching, and that's what makes him a good coach. All good coaches are always teaching, instructing, wanting his teams to get better. 38-0, 5:11 to go here in the second quarter of play. Charlie?
Glenn, I was curious. We could hear Buddy Stevens yelling up here in the press box. What had his attention on that particular play?
Well, Jason, things were getting a little bit chippy there as one of the linemen was kind of pinned down, and he's just telling him, keep your head there. Don't get baited into anything and that nature. So he's taking care of his offensive lineman.
Well, I'd say that's a good use of a timeout right there. If you see anything escalating, get in there and stop it. And now you've got second down and about 7, 5:11 to go. Football at the 41.
So at the 41 of the Tigers, Scott takes the snap. Great protection. And he gets rid of it underneath. Call it 40-yard line. So a gain of about 2 as he gets down to the 39. And making the receptions, Calvin Keys Jr. Or is that Brandon Rogers? That's Brandon Rogers. Looked like his jersey was wrinkled up a little bit. Hard to see if it was 12 or 13. So EMCC with dark gray jerseys, black pants, black helmets. White jerseys and white pants with a black trim and black helmets for Northeast. Firing it almost. Oh, is that caught at the 31-yard line or incomplete? Boy, he threw it in traffic. Dorian McLaurin was the intended receiver at the 31-yard line. He threw it towards the numbers over on the far side.
Well, let's go back to talking about things you can improve on. This is a great time to work on decision-making in the passing game. That was not a particularly good decision, trying to force that ball into coverage.
And it was 3rd and 4, so it's 4th and 4 now, and EMCC is going to keep the offense on the field. Twin receivers either side, ball laying on the near hash. Lindsey Scott of the shotgun surveys the defense, and now they're rushing, and it's a jailbreak screen, and it's caught near side Daniel Kroll, and they're going to hold on to his ankles, and he's not going to be able to get the first down. He's going to be stopped around the 37-yard line, so that's where Northeast will take over their own 37 with 4:23 to go in the second quarter, down 38-0.
Yeah, Quentin Frazier that time, the middle linebacker, did a good job staying at home. He diagnosed that play early. He was there to make the tackle, and then he had to hold on. Some help came, but nice job making the tackle that time by Frazier.
So EMCC gets their defense out there. Now here comes Northeast offense, and they're going to trot out once again Desmond Hunter, the sophomore quarterback, 6 foot, 180 pounds. And Desmond Hunter on the season, not in the stats as far as throwing a pass. Takes the snap, going to leave it on the ground. This is Phillips. Phillips comes around near side, and he's going to be hit at the 40-yard line. Forward progress will get him out to the 41, so a gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to bring it now 2nd down and 6 from their own 41, moving right to left. Tried to come around that left end, was able to get some positive yards. 4:03, 4:02 clock rolling, second quarter. Here in Boonville, Mississippi, you can tell the temperature is dropping just a little bit, getting a little bit cooler here at the ballpark.
Yeah, by the way, Jason, that was the 22nd offensive play and just 43 yards of offense for Northeast here through nearly a full half of play.
And Charlie Winfield will have the complete stats for you at the half following SEC update. Twin receivers, or trips I should say, over on the right side of the field. Here's the snap, and he'll leave it on the ground, and Phillips is going to be spun around to the 41, and he's going to be able to squirt away from that tackle, get up to the 44-yard line, and so it's going to bring up a 4th down. That was 3rd and 6. He gets about 3 on the play, so he gets half the yards needed. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and 3 now, or excuse me, I beg your pardon, it is 3rd down and 3. So just chipping away is Hunter in this offense. And Kitchens, they're rotating quarterbacks in and out. Northeast, 3 minutes now to go before halftime. Phillips is going to be flanked to the right of the quarterback, Hunter. Twin receivers near side. Twin receivers to the far side. Ball placed near the middle of the field. At their own 44 on 3rd and 3. They're going to leave it with Phillips. He's going to be sandwiched in the backfield, and he's not going to get a gain on the play as he gets up to near the line of scrimmage with the forward progress, but he was hit from either side, and it's going to bring up now 4th down, and coming up to make the tackle officially, Tyree Evans. 2:25, 2:24, clock rolling. And back deep to receive is going to be DJ Clayton. Well, this punt from Bo Lee, who will stand with his toes on his own 30. Near hash. Here's the snap at the chest. He takes it. Here's the kick. It's high end over end. Wobbly spiral, I should say. Kind of looked like an end over end at times. And it's going to be fair caught inside the 20-yard line, around the 20 for EMCC. So the Lions will have 80 yards to go to pay dirt, up 38-0 already with 2:04 with the clock stopped here in the second quarter. So here comes EMCC out on offense, and I have a feeling in the second half we're going to see lots of new faces for EMCC as they're going to go twin receivers here to the near side, one to the far. In the shotgun, Lindsey Scott Jr. It's Price flanked to his left, man in motion from far side to near, and it's a screen pass, a slant that's incomplete at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, got it on the hands of the receiver, Merritt, but I'm not sure he saw the ball coming. Looked like it was on him before he realized it.
Yeah, Charlie, Merritt never got his head around. The ball hit him right in the hands, but unfortunately he wasn't ready.
So 2nd and 10 now from their own 20. The snap to Scott of the shotgun, surveying the field. Now throws it near side between the numbers and the hash. Caught out across the 30, across the 35, up to the 40-yard line, 1st down and more. And he's going to get away from some tacklers and go to the far sideline. And they finally drag him down around the 47. And it's Daniel Kroll with the reception, but a flag is down on the play inside the 15.
It's going to be holding, Jason, I think number 55 for East Mississippi. That's Matt Tolles, guilty of the hold.
Thank you, Glenn, with 1:46 to go here in the first half. And, you know, Buddy Stevens is not going to be happy with the way EMCC here in the second quarter is. It's just kind of starting to play lackadaisical. There's something I brought up just a moment ago to Glenn. You know, how do you keep your guys fighting and trying to get better on every play and continue to play like this is an even game?
Well, right now, I tell you, Buddy Stevens not very worried about the scoreboard. He's worried about driving this football and trying to get another touchdown on the board.
136, 135, man in motion. From left to right, screen pass over the right side. It was tipped up in the air, but caught at the 5-yard line, so it's going to be a loss on the play for EMCC. Forward progress is going to set up to about the 7, though, actually.
Gave the look as if they were going to throw the screen to the near side and then decide to go to the backside with it, but somebody on that defensive line got their hands up and really disrupted the whole play.
110, 109. Tyra Price made that reception, lost 3 yards in the play. Spot of the football is going to be the 7-yard line. So 3rd down and 23 to go. Standing at his own 2 in the shotgun is Lindsey Scott. Pump fake near side, still looking near side. Fires it down the middle of the field, and it's going to be incomplete, knocked away around the 25-yard line. So it's going to bring up 4th down. So EMCC is going to be in a precarious situation here where they're going to have to punt from their own end zone. Kicking from left to right, standing in the north end zone is going to be Taylor Crabtree. And Crabtree, averaging 41 yards per kick, has a long of 62 so far this season. Northeast will have a return man standing at midfield. That's going to be Jonathan Jones, the freshman defensive back. He's going to creep up to about the 48. Here's the snapback. High snap pulled down. Here's a nice booming kick from Taylor Crabtree. Fair caught at the 49-yard line by Jones. And so Northeast will officially be in EMCC territory for the first time tonight. 1st down, 10 to go from the the Lion 49. I beg your pardon, 38-0. They've got 44 seconds to try to get in the end zone. Right, or kick a field goal. Thank you very much. Spotted middle of the field from the 49, and the ball is going to be snapped to the ankles, picked up, catches, throws it over the middle of the field. It's incomplete to 25. He threw it into coverage, but no one could turn around and get a hold of that football.
And he had a receiver open down the near side. And I'm not sure whether Upshaw was trying to bait a throw or not, but the coaching staff here on the Northeast sideline, telling our quarterback, throw it high and long down the near sideline.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Clock stopped with 38 seconds to go, with the Lions on top of the Tigers 38-0. So 2nd down, 10 from the 49 of the Lions. In the shotgun is the quarterback Desmond Hunter. Played at Wilkinson County High School. He'll receive the snap, leave it in the belly of his tailback, who's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and drop back to the 50-yard line. So it's going to be a tackle for loss there for EMCC again in this game. And that's going to be Jalen Cobbs who's going to carry the football. Rashad Jackson's going to knock him off his feet. And we have an injured Tiger. It looks like an offensive lineman laying around the 47-yard line to our left with 24 seconds to go before halftime. 38-0 here in Boonville. EMCC on top. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is the EMCC Football Network.
Lead. We are in the second quarter. 24 seconds left. And as the official is explaining, we're going to have a 10-second runoff by virtue of the penalty. That being said,
Now
I believe that Northeast has timeouts. They could have used one and avoided that. I
That's
believe.
right. Yeah. How many when they're out of timeouts in a situation like this, you get under a minute to play. How many coaches are yelling at offensive players? Do not get hurt. And if you're hurt, you run off the field. I don't care if your leg's broken. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 3rd down and 11. Spot of the football midfield. They're going to just leave it on the ground to run this clock out. And once again, Jalen Cobbs is going to take it around the left end, and that's going to run out the clock as he got inside midfield down to about the 47. Doesn't really matter now, as EMCC is going to have a commanding 38-0 lead here at the half. And in just a moment, we're going to go down to Glenn Beard, who's going to be standing by. But he's got Buddy Stevens. Glenn.
Thanks, Jason. Down here with Coach Buddy Stevens. Coach, outstanding first half, explosive offensively, special teams getting it done tonight.
Yeah, I think we scored. We probably scored as much on special teams as we have on offense. You know, we're still not doing the things we need to on offense. I mean, anytime you get beat with a 3-man rush, you know, that's not good, and we've got to do a better job. I know we're up 38-0. That's great, but we got to do the little things that matter, and we're not doing that right now. We got to do a better job. Defense is playing great. Special teams lights out. A lot of improvement there from last week. So you know, we're going to build on the positive, but we got to be more in sync offensively, and in defense we just got to keep doing what we're doing.
All right, thanks, Coach. That's Coach Buddy Stevens. Lions up 38-0 here at the half, Jason.
All right, thank you, Glenn. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is the EMCC Football Network. Mississippi, EMCC leading Northeast in this top 20 battle at the half. Let's take a look at the scoring summary. EMCC got on the board pretty early out of the gate in the first quarter with 11:37 to go. Tyrell Price, an 18-yard touchdown run. It's his 6th on the season. And EMCC, after the PAT by Taylor Crabtree, led it 7-0. They would go up 14-0 after a Jamori Mark 8-yard touchdown reception on the screen pass with 5:34 to go in the first quarter. Still in the first with 3:12 to go. It was Braden Boykin, I beg your pardon, with the block punt, Bo Lee for Northeast, and then it was Mike Williams who scooped it up at the 15-yard line, would take it 15 more yards into the end zone for the touchdown after the Crabtree PAT. It was 21-0. Then Jamori Mark, a 5-yard touchdown run, his 2nd touchdown of the first half after the PAT. It was 28-0. That was with 30 seconds left in the first quarter. In the second quarter, with 14:02 to go, Kirk Merritt, 62-yard punt return for a touchdown, 2nd special teams touchdown of the night. After the PAT, it was 35-0 East Mississippi. And then with 8:05 to go before halftime, Taylor Crabtree booted a 29-yard field goal into the south goalpost to make it 38-0, and that's where we stand here at the half. Let's take a look at what's going on around the SEC from last week, and we'll preview this weekend's game here on the EMCC Radio Network. more than one vote
You know,
in this next week's poll for number 1.
Yeah, I don't want to pile on. Look, it's a tough night for Northeast. They've lost a quarterback, earlier in the year, and not a lot is going their way. But that, Scott Walters has long talked about the ranking system in junior college football and the many manners in which it was suspect. But Northeast, at 16 rating, that's hard to decipher.
Guys, one thing I got to point out, that's last week's rankings. This week, they fell out of the top 20, and East Mississippi received 3 additional first-place votes, and Holmes moved up to number 7 in the country. So things are starting to shake out a little bit here in the JUCO.
Yeah, I wonder why he told me number 7. This is the poll I had emailed to me, and I just trusted it and printed it out.
Well, and that's how they're advertising themselves here on the home sideline. So they. I guess Mississippi State, we can still say we're number 1 in football, right?
Right, exactly. Sidewinder on the kickoff, and it's going to roll out of the back of the end zone. And Northeast is going to have it at their own 25. Let's take a look at scores around MAC-JC play. And I was wondering when I saw this poll how they stayed at number 16 after losing last week. But nonetheless, we'll move forward. Jones defeating Kahoma on the road 12-3 in the second quarter. Also in the second, a touchdown lead for the Bulldogs. Mississippi Gulf Coast on top of Copiah-Lincoln Community College. And Holmes Community College on top of Mississippi Delta in the second quarter, 14-0. That probably will continue to pile on. You've got Itawamba Community College just down the road from us, leading Northwest Mississippi Community College 14-7. And in the second, Pearl River 35-20 over East Central. Boy, a scoring fest there in the first half. Here's the snap of the first play of the second half from the 25. Going to lead with Phillips, who comes around the left end. Is going to get up to about the 29-yard line. Gain of 4, so that'll bring up now a second down and 6.
Yeah, just a basic off-tackle running play that time, and able to get positive yardage, which is something that hasn't happened a whole lot.
Tyree Evans is going to make the stop for the Lions. So second and medium now. They're going to say he got up to about the 30, so second down and 5. Trotting into the contest from the near sideline is going to be the starting quarterback, Caleb Kitchens, the freshman from Booneville. You mentioned how they lost their starting quarterback earlier in the season. That can just cause a ripple effect. I don't care if you have the number 1 defense in the country. It just kind of causes a ripple effect with your team as far as morale. That's just a tough position to lose. Twin receivers either side. Ball near hash. Lip screen near side. Caught and slipping a tackle, getting out across the 35 and then pushed out of bounds around the 37-yard line. The receiver is going to be Terreno Minor, who's out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Terreno Minor.
Yeah, Ross Painter, the tight end, was split out wide that time, and he did a really good job of blocking on Duke Upshaw, taking him out of the play and allowing that play to pick up the 3rd first down of the night for the Tigers.
And that's not a good thing offensively for the Tigers, it being the 3rd quarter play. So EMCC out on defense. We'll go with a 4-man front on first down, 10 to go. Desmond Hunter out at quarterback. He'll stand in the shotgun with twin receivers to the right. The snap, he's going to leave it in the belly of Phillips, who busts right up the middle and goes up to about the 39-yard line. So gain of 2. That'll bring up the 2nd and 8. 2 yards in the cloud of dust for the Tigers.
You know what we have not seen a lot of? We've seen that read option type play, but we haven't seen the quarterback pull it and run with it. It'll be interesting to see if that play is ultimately coming. So far, Hunter and Kitchens happy to hand it off.
Kane Taylor's going to make the stop for the Lions here in Booneville, Mississippi. And this is the beginning of the football weekend. JUCO football tonight, high school football, and some college tonight tomorrow night. But the big college day is going to be on Saturday. You heard SEC update just a moment ago. A couple of SEC matchups, the big one being the SEC West matchup between Mississippi State, number 12, LSU, and Starkville. 2nd and 8 from their own 39. The snap to Hunter. He's going to leave it on the ground where Phillips goes behind left guard across the 40 up to about the 41-yard line. So another gain of 2. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 now for the Tigers. They've kept it on the ground. Not trying to go through the air. Making the stop is going to be Aaron Boatwright. Boatwright, 3 sacks coming into this game, leading that defensive front for EMCC. Now Hunter comes out. Here comes Kitchens back into the contest.
Hey, Kitchen's not a big guy height-wise, but he's got a big frame. He's 5'10", but 200 pounds. And
he looks like a, as I mentioned just a moment ago, he looks like a fullback out there.
Yeah, he sure does.
Standing in the shotgun, he'll stand with his heels on the 35. Ball's going to be the 41, the official spot, their own 41, middle of the field. Moving from right to left, Kitchens. Calls for the snap, receives it back to pass, and he's going to have pressure, and he's going to be sacked back at the 32-yard line. EMCC, that defensive front just came through that white wall that was that offensive front for Northeast, and it's going to be Eric Kitchen who's going to take Kitchens down for the sack, and the Lions are going to pull up 4th and 14 now for Northeast, so the Tigers are going to have to punt it away to the Lions.
Just a good job that time, getting pressure up the middle, and boy, Kitchens, the quarterback, had no options there.
DJ Clayton back deep to receive. Here's the snap to Lee. Gets his foot on it. It's a high wobbly kick. Going to be taken on the run at the 35 between the numbers and the sidelines. He's going to go down the far sideline, and Clayton's going to score. He's going to get inside the 20, cut back middle of the field to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, EMCC. And that's now we have a penalty flag and another penalty flag, but I think it's going to be after the touchdown. And EMCC is going to score another punt return touchdown.
There's going to be a flag. I think we're going to have, I'll let Glenn tell us.
He's right down there on the field.
Well, they're saying that 24 for us tackled the guy. It was a pancake block. It was just a plain pancake block all day long.
Exactly. I saw it. It was happening right by the return man Clayton, who I thought was about to. Oh, man, that's the second punt return for a touchdown call back this season. And that's the kind of thing, so Buddy Stevens, even though it may be legal, he wants him to clean up these penalties.
Well,
I don't know.
I wonder, though, if that's not what I'll call a situational penalty. I'm not sure that penalty would have been.
You are conspiracy
theories,
though, right?
Well, no. Look, the return man was 5 yards deep in the end zone as that block was taking place. If anything, I thought might have been.
Play.
Yeah, I thought that might have been a call, but that's certainly not a hold.
From the 15, turned leave it with Price. Price is going to bowl his way down to about the 10-yard line.
Hey, Glenn, you were right there. Being unfair there?
Well, it was one of those, when he cut back, Boykin engaged with him and just blew him up, and they're both were falling, but Boykin just pancaked him, and the guy was trying to keep his balance, so it carried on.
Spotted the football near the 10-yard line, going straight up the middle. It's Price, touchdown, EMCC. And the Lions are tacking on even more. It's 44-0.
Well, it's going to help the offensive scoring numbers as EMCC gets another touchdown on offense. They've had enough scoring on special teams here tonight. And they're going to take a 44-0 lead, the extra point upcoming.
So Tyrell Price scores it 44-0 pending the PAT. Boy, I tell you what, Taylor Crabtree's been a busy man tonight. The snap back, the hole. Boy, great recovery on the hole by Boykin, and it's going to go through the uprights, end over end and good. And it's 45-0 with 8:45 to go third quarter. Clock stopped. Interesting. So we'll be back in 30 seconds. This is the EMCC Radio Network. Why are they not running the clock?
I think the guy didn't understand. There we go. Now we're running.
I want to be out of here by 9 o'clock. Mississippi with a running clock, 8:21 to go here in the third quarter of play, 45-0 EMCC. Tyrell Price with a 10-yard run officially just a moment ago. And Tyrell Price has his second touchdown of the game. That's his 7th on the season. And EMCC about to kick from left to right. Here comes Crabtree, or excuse me, yes, it is Crabtree. He's going to get his foot into it. It's end over end. It's going to be taken inside the goal line, out across the 5-yard line. Far numbers at 10, and now knocked off his feet there is Kincaid, and that's going to be a 10-yard return for Northeast. And I beg your pardon, that actually was Grayson Pontius out there. Grayson Pontius with the kickoff duties. Jonquez Akins is going to make the stop. And EMCC has just piled it on in this contest, and it's now first down Senego from their own 10-yard line, moving left to right. Trotting out there for Northeast is going to be Hunter. He's going to take the snap here and will be in the shotgun. And he'll call for the football and receive it. Fake the give to his tailback, throw it near side, and his knee goes down at the 9-yard line. And that's going to be the tight end who makes that reception. It's going to be Caleb Napier, and he's going to go down. And it's, well, he went down at the 9. It looked like they're going to say he got out to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, that was Joseph Anderson who came up and made a nice tackle right there to prevent that play from getting any appreciable traction.
And so it's going to be a yard gain on the play, so it's now 2nd down and 9 to go. Spot of the football there on 11. Ball placed near hash. Kitchens back in there at quarterback. Kitchens will have a back flank to his right, twin receivers to the right. Here's the snap. Everybody goes out for the pass, fires it over on the right side. Almost intercepted, but it's caught at the 15-yard line and then taken down at the 16. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. Goodness, how in the world did Kitchens thread the needle there? 6:07, 6:06 clock rolling here in the 3rd quarter. But it's going to bring up now a 3rd down and a long 3 for Northeast. Wooten made the reception, by the way, and that was a he had great concentration there. Yes, Glenn, you were right on that. Boy, that was a great job by Kitchens. As I mentioned a moment ago, threading the needle. Here's the snap at the knees to Hunter, and he's going to leave it on the ground. And getting close to a 1st down is the back, close to the 20-yard line. I think that's Phillips. And it is going to be a 1st down as they're going to spot the football at the 20. Actually, I beg your pardon, that was going to be Mosley. Mosley's going to trot out, and coming into the contest now as the tailback is going to be Carleek Oliver, the freshman from Hernando. Northeast will huddle up between the 10 and 15-yard line. 5:10, 5:09, clock rolling. Boy, they're going to, even though the clock's going to roll regardless, they're not going to be in any hurry to snap this football. They're going to let the play clock run as low as they can. 22 seconds, 21 seconds. Now they break huddle. And they'll slowly come to the line of scrimmage at the 20. Kitchens in at quarterback. Oliver flanked to his right. Twin receivers to the near side, which is the wide side of the field. Here's the snap at the gut. Picked up. It's going to leave it with Oliver. Oliver tries to come around left end. It's going to bowl his way up to about the 26-yard line. And that's going to bring up now a 2nd down and 4 after the gain of 6 on the play up to the 26-yard line. 4:30, 4:29. Clock still rolling here in the 3rd quarter. 45-0 EMCC on top. Hunter's going to trade places with Kitchens now and come in at quarterback. Reminds you, coming up next week at Awama Community College comes to Scuba, Mississippi. 7 p.m. is the kickoff. 6:15 is the airtime on the EMCC radio network. You can also watch live at emccathletics.com. Ball near hash at the 26, their own 26. Hunter's going to take the snap, going to leave it with Oliver. Oliver's going to be pounded hard as he gets it to the 27-yard line as he runs straight up the gut. And that's going to bring up now a 4th down and 3. We'll say he gets a yard on the play. I say no gain, so they're going to place the football between the 26 and 27-yard line.
Well, Jason, when the clock gets rolling, it really makes a difference in the length of a quarter. All of a sudden, this ball game, just 3:30 to go in the 3rd quarter.
They're going to break huddle around the 20-yard line. So 3rd down and a long 3. Kitchens in the shotgun. 12 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the near side. They'll snap it between the 26 and 27-yard line. Low snap, going to leave it on the ground and going around the right side. And getting up around the 27, so it is a yard gain. And it's going to be Jalen Cobbs. Cobbs is a 5'10" running back from Corinth, Mississippi. We're just a little south of Corinth. You know, we're not really far from the state line of Tennessee either. So DJ Clayton's going to come back out, who had a 60-yard plus touchdown on a punt return call back. And just a moment ago, it's going to be back deep to receive this Bo Lee kick. And then they snap it to Lee, who's standing at the 15, a high end-over-end kick, and it's going to go out of bounds somewhere between the 35 and 40-yard line. If the official's going to keep going further. Oh, wow. He goes up to the 45-yard line. We'll take it. So EMCC's going to have it 1st down, 10 to go from their own 45, moving left to right with 2:23 to go in the 3rd quarter. And back to the running clock deal. You know, one reason why Buddy doesn't like it is it limits his snaps. It limits, what he's able to work on offensively and try to get guys better. And those arguments you certainly understand. But you also have to see it from the people down 45-0.
Well, the other thing is, I think you do lose some snaps, but you also, I think, expose your guys to a risk of injury.
Absolutely. And Connor's going to take the snap at quarterback, hand it off to his tailback, who's going to go around left end. It's going to get inside the 45 down to about the 44. And that's going to be enough for a first down for EMCC. And that's going to be Justin Connor, the tailback. Connor's going to be flanked to the left. Morris Connor. Here's the snap to Connor, who hands it off to Connor, going straight up the middle. Going to get down to about the 41-yard line, so a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up now 2nd and 7 as he went straight up the middle. The EMCC ready to snap it. 1:26, 1:25, clock rolling third quarter. 12 receivers either side. Wide side of the field is near side. The snap to Connor, floats it. Beautiful pass down the far sideline, and almost a chance at a one-handed catch around the 10-yard line. We have a penalty flag that flies around the 10. Glenn, were you able to see what that possible penalty might be?
It's going to be pass interference against number 2 of Northeast.
Edwards. Jonathan Edwards. Thank you, Glenn.
The defensive back picked up the flag, brought it over to the official. He took it from him and then just threw it back where it had been picked up.
Probably said something that he shouldn't have said when he handed him the flag.
Well, I think, you see sometimes players trying to be helpful to pick up the flag of the official so they don't have to go back and get it, but that's not what they want. They want to sit there until they decide to pick it up.
Power struggle there. 45-0, EMCC on top. Clock is rolling with 1:03. It stopped there momentarily. So we're under a minute to play in the third quarter. EMCC going to be in hurry-up mode here. Boykin slot receiver near side. Trips near side. One receiver to the far. Here's the snap to Connor. Going to leave it on the ground with Connor. Goes straight up the middle. That's Morris Connor handing it to Justin Connor as he gets down to the 21-yard line behind left guard. And that's going to be a nice pickup on first down. Pickup of about 5 yards, so it'll bring up 2nd and medium.
I'll tell you, there was a linebacker just standing there looking. The left tackle on that play got about a 10-yard running start and just threw him on the ground.
A little slant caught 15-yard line. That's going to move the chains first down. And that's going to be Mike Williams who's going to make the reception from Morris Connor with 20 seconds to go third quarter. And EMCC is going to try to get a snap off before the end of the third.
Guys, he threw a fastball right there, and outstanding catch.
Absolutely, Glenn. Spotted the football, the 14 officially. They're going to hand it off to Justin Connor, goes straight up the middle inside the 10-yard line, and that's going to run out the third quarter. A play of the horn's going to sound, and EMCC is going to go from the south end to the north end, and they're going to have a first down and goal situation for the 9 to start the fourth quarter of play at 45-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is the EMCC Football Network.
We are getting set for the fourth quarter of play in a game where the issue has long since been decided. EMCC leading this football game 45-0 as we head to the fourth quarter, and they are knocking on the door. Another chance to add points here as play begins in the fourth quarter. And for EMCC, one of the things that you're starting to see out there, Glenn, is those offensive linemen are starting to get out in that second level of the defense and really start to throw around some of those younger defenders for Northeast. And I think it's the only thing that scares me about this ball game right now, obviously not the outcome, but you want to keep everybody under control. You don't need cheap shots here from either team late.
Connor raises his left leg from the 9-yard line of the Tigers. Fade pattern near side and going up and batting it around, and EMCC is going to have it intercepted by Northeast in the end zone after it was batted up and incomplete. But we do have a penalty flag, and I think that is going to be pass interference. The ball was intercepted.
There was a takedown of the wide receiver that time.
Yep. So it's going to be half the distance to the goal. No, ball's going to be placed at the 2. First and goal to go from the 2.
Yeah, the flag was thrown in the end zone. So
correct.
At the 2.
Correct. So EMCC now is sitting pretty up 45-0. just underway here in the fourth quarter play. Connor takes that snap, going to hand it off to his tailback, cuts behind the right guard is Connor, and he's going to slide a little bit to his right and go into the end zone for the touchdown. Well, he got to the goal line and kind of went to his right, was able to go in unscathed as he is going to score his first EMCC touchdown. It's 51-0 pinning the PAT.
It's going to be interesting to see as this season plays out, the carries that start to make their way to Connor. He is a good-looking running back, has a really quick gear too.
The Ole Miss signee out of North Panola High School, former Dandy Dozen a year ago, out of the Jackson Clarion Ledger, or by the Jackson Clarion Ledger. High snap, pulled down by Boykin, and it's through the uprights and good for Taylor Crabtree, and he is perfect on all of his PATs this season. It's 52-0, 13:24 to go before this one's in the books, and the clock's still rolling even as we take this 30-second break. Back to Boonville in a moment. This is the EMCC Radio Network.
What we like to call the buddy rule. The rule that says if you lead by more than 38 in the second half, the clock's going to run. And the Lions of EMCC leading 52-0 as they have just scored a touchdown and will now kick off the football.
Grayson Pontius is going to check his kick coverage team, and he's going to come up and make the kick, and it's end over end. It's going to be taken over his shoulder into the end zone by Kincaid, out across the 5, out across the 10, across the 15. Far seam, and he is going to be knocked down around the 15, 16-yard line, and there's an injured Lion rolling around the 10-yard line, but he's going to get up on his own accord. Looks like he's maybe has a hurt wrist or arm, as the head official is going to check on him, and he's going to kind of bounce his way to the far sideline. He's going to be all right. Can't see from this angle, man. I'll tell you what, as the night goes on, guys, and those lights are shining on the field and in our eyes across the way from us, it is getting more and more difficult to see some of these numbers. To see Justin Anderson's number 17 near side. Of course, you can see Duke Opshaw. He's got his jersey wrapped up under his flap on his shoulder pad, so it's kind of hard to make out, but looks like a 22 from here, but it's a 23. But they're wearing dark gray jerseys with black numbers and a red outline, and it's been a struggle for some of us in the press box to see those numbers from the 17-yard line. Hunter back to pass as he rolls near side, finds his tight end at the 19-yard line, caught. And making the reception is going to be Bo Kenton, the sophomore tight end from Hernando, 6'3", 230. 11 minutes to go in this ball game, 52-0. EMCC is on top. This is the second week in a row we've had a running clock.
Well, one thing you want to see, Jason, is a team get better from week to week. And you know, if you factor out the competition and just look at the performance, we'd have to say EMCC is doing that. I thought they had a really good game a week ago, probably more impressive based on who it was against, but well, this is just a dominant performance here tonight.
Northeast 51 yards through the air and just 29 yards on the ground. Inside handoff, not going to be too much as they get out across the about to 22, so decent gain of 3 on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and short now. Making the tackle is going to be Cole Baker for EMCC. 52-0, Lions on top, 10-11, 10-10, as that clock continues to roll here in Boonville, Mississippi. You see a lot of folks have kind of gotten up and headed for the exits. As we're under 10 to play in this game, and boy, Northeast is really slowing this thing down when they have the ball, understandably, as they're not going to snap it till that ball is going to get inside 10 on the play clock. Twin receivers to the left, one to the near side. They're moving that football from left to right on your radio dial. Creeping up, showing pressure is EMCC. They come up the middle, and they're going to get him at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard and a half. As the tailback Phillips is going to be taken down. And that's going to be Boatwright who's going to come in with the tackle, and now Northeast is going to have to punt the football away. It's not 3rd down, it's 4th down now. I got to start being more focused, like these football players need to be more focused here in the second half as the clock is running. This game's been over with 52-0.
Got to do the little things, Jason. Got to do
You're
the little
exactly
things.
right. The little things. And I've slipped on a lot of those tonight, just to be quite honest. Duke Upshaw is going to be standing inside the 45, his own 45, near hash. Bo Lee, boy, his leg's going to be sore tomorrow. He stands on the 10. He gets his right leg into it, booms it high end over end. It's going to be taken by Clayton. Clayton's going to try to go around the right side. Great open field tackle at the 35-yard line. Making that tackle is Demarius Ray, a sophomore from Itabena.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Glenn, you obviously were a college punter. What's the most times you ever punted in a ball game?
Great question.
8 at Kansas State.
And Bill Snyder's defense a little bit too much for you, Tepon.
Long day that day.
Definitely for you, for sure.
There was a lot of purple there that day.
Did you have to ice your leg? From the 35, EMCC with a snap, going to have the inside handoff to Justin Connor, is going to get up to the 40-yard line.
I believe that's
No, it's
a
not.
ninth punt now.
Yes. Reginald Hunter, I beg your pardon, is actually in there tailback. From Pascagoula, the freshman's going to take the handoff, go around the right side, and he's got a hole, and he's going to have the first down and more. Boy, he's fast. Inside the 45-yard line, down to the 44. Boy, I tell you what, Reginald Hunter Jr. had his first touchdown last week against Mississippi Gulf Coast in his EMCC career, but once again, EMCC and Buddy Stevens, they are 4 deep at tailback.
To correct myself, that's actually 10 punts for Northeast in the ball game.
Twin receivers either side. Here's the snap. Going to leave it with Reginald Hunter, and he's going to go right up the middle. Hunter's going to get inside the 40, and he's going to dance his way down to about the 37-yard line. Morris Connor has been playing quarterback here in the second half. 7:27, 7:26 clock rolling. The good news for Buddy in these blowouts is he gets a lot of young people in there and a lot of experience. These freshmen that won't play a lot early on, but will have to be dependent upon next year. Connor rolls to his right. Run pass option. Is going to run it and is going to get inside the 30 as the first down on second and short.
Well, you know, Jason, one of the things that's a challenge for a school like East Mississippi when you have so much talent and it goes so deep is how do you get the guys on the field? Because we're sitting out here looking at a running back and saying, wow, he looks really good. He's 4th on the depth chart.
Yep. Trips near side, wide side of the field. They leave it with Hunter. Hunter breaks a couple of tackles in the backfield, and he's going to get close to the 27-yard line. They're going to get about 3 on the play, which probably could have been a loss of about 2. But he's able to turn out 5 more yards and get 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up now 2nd and 7. Spot of the football, the 27. Ball near hash. 6:30 to go here in the 4th quarter. Hunter's going to be flanked to the left of Connor. Raises his left leg, trips right, slip screen to the right, and it's caught. And, boy, Northeast read it well, and it's going to be a loss of about a yard or a half yard on the play. So it's going to bring up now 3rd down. They're saying no gain so far. It depends on where they place that football down. It's hard to tell from our angle up here where we are.
Tried to release a lineman that time to get out and block on that screen. Just didn't get there in time.
He did lose a yard. Back at the 28, 3rd down and 8 of the Tigers 28 for EMCC, and boy, getting popped as he gets inside the 25 down to the 23 is going to be Hunter, and it's going to bring up now a 4th down and short situation for EMCC. A couple of defensive guys who substituted in and out for Northeast. Down to the 22-yard line, got to get to the 20. So 4th and 2. Here's the snap, leave it with Hunter. Hunter is going to be hit at his legs, but he dives forward. He's going to have enough for the first down, dives down to the 18-yard line. Boy, Glenn, this back, Reginald Hunter Jr. has been impressive here on this drive.
Yes, he has, Jason. He's strong and he's quick, and you know, we don't see him very often because the way the clock has been running the last couple of weeks, but very talented young man.
He's going to be flanked to the right now of Connor, who's in the shotgun, twins either side. It's going to be a screen pass over the right side, caught weaving in and out of folks and getting somewhere near the 12-yard line, maybe the 11. We're trying to figure out who made the catch. I think they're going to say it's going to be Adrian Miller out of Columbia, Mississippi, the freshman.
19, Adrian Miller.
Yeah. Twins to the right, one to the near side. Here's the snap, and Hunter's going to go straight up the middle, and he's going to bowl his way towards the goal line. Did he get in? No, he's going to be just shy.
It's going to be a 1st down and goal to go, however, and East Mississippi just continues to force the pace here. They're back at the line of scrimmage.
9-yard run for Hunter. 4:27, 4:26, clock rolling 4th quarter. Connor in the shotgun. Spot of the football, the one of the Tigers. Going to leave it with Hunter. He goes straight up the middle. He has his second career touchdown for the Lions. A 1-yard run for Reginald Hunter Jr. And EMCC is leading it 58-0 with 4:10 to go in this ballgame.
Well, it's been just an absolutely dominant performance tonight by the Lions. And, boy, I really think, though, I know Buddy Stevens is going to talk about the little things, and that's what a coach should do. But I tell you, one of the things I see is a team that is really starting to get in more sync offensively. I think they've improved every week. And, boy, defense now, as the extra point is good. You know, there were times last year, Jason, where we were very worried about the defense, but so far in games 2 and 3, this defense looking like a real asset for the Lions.
Absolutely. They are special teams, and you said it, Buddy Stevens kind of criticizing it a little bit, but they've been huge, and offense has played well here in the second half. We're going to keep it right here. Clock rolling at 3:22, 3:21 before this game's over. The EMCC's kick team already out there. Grayson Pontius will tee it up at the 35-yard line here momentarily. More of the crowd begins to get up and head for the exits. This game is over. This game was over at the opening kick. A lot of the EMCC fans starting to empty the stadium. 2:57, 2:56.
I'm surprised by how many people are still here. It tells me that there's a lot of family members here tonight.
I agree. I was thinking that earlier. I didn't say it on the radio. I said, some folks had left, but I'm looking around going, well, there's still a good many of folks in the stands near side, and it's EMCC.
I was wondering if the restaurants were closed in town or something.
EMCC, the last chance you team for the last 2 years. That program very popular worldwide, and maybe a lot of folks just kind of want to get a glimpse of it. Sure does look different without all the last chance you cameras around the sidelines and stuff. Pontius comes upon it, kicks it from right to left, and it's going to be a high, beautiful end-over-end kick taken at the goal line by Kincaid out across the 10. Going to come back to the near side. He's trying to get across the 15, makes one man miss and can't make the other as he gets up to the 24. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. So a 24-yard return for Kincaid. And making the tackle for the EMCC is going to be Denzel Bonner, the defensive back or defense from St. John's, Mississippi. Played his ball at Wayne County High School. I tell you what, when you look at EMCC's roster, you'll see a lot of Wayne County High School, a lot of Law, and a lot of Starkville. And of course, some great, great high school football programs in the state of Mississippi. 134. 1:30 now remaining. Here's the snap by Hunter. Is going to leave it on the ground. Going straight up the middle is the back out across the 25 up to the 26. That's going to be Cobbs. Jalen Cobbs, one of the many tailbacks. Boy, coming into this game, 9 players had run the ball and had carries for Northeast. And making the tackle for EMCC is going to be Nicholas Patterson. A lot of names we haven't called out this season out there for EMCC making plays. That's good to see. 4-man front for the Lions. Tynan strong to the near side. They go a lot of double Tynan set. Receiver near side, receiver to the far. 12 seconds, now 11, 10 seconds to snap it. Northeast just trying to let it run down. They take the snap, going to hand it off once again to Cobbs. He goes around off left tackle, and there's a big, massive rugby pile across the way at the 29-yard line. There's now 30 seconds to go in this game, and I don't think Northeast going to have to snap it again. They're not. They probably will not snap this football again. 25 seconds, now 24. They haven't even started the play clock yet, so Northeast just going to stand around.
Yeah, there's a player on the Northeast sideline jumping up and down. I'm not sure if he was excited that this is over or what the excitement was.
He's excited because they're about to get pizza or chicken wings for postgame. 7 seconds, now 6 seconds, and both teams are going to their respective sideline to get ready for the midfield handshake, and the buzzer's going to sound, and this game is officially in the books. EMCC with a shellacking of Northeast 59-0 here in this contest. And Buddy Stevens will meet Greg Davis at midfield and hug his neck, shake his hand, and the EMCC is going to run their record of 3-0, and they are 1-0 in North Division play at Awamba, the next opponent next week in Scooper, Mississippi. We'll be back with our post-game show on the EMCC Radio Network in just a moment. Back in 2 minutes, this is the EMCC Football Network. EMCC is now huddled up between the 45s right in front of us. Buddy Stevens going over some instructions with his team, and I guess I say instructions, I guess maybe some evaluations, whatever. He's talking to his team. It's like at baseball when they go out to right field and they spin forever. Hopefully Buddy won't spin forever, because we're going to have an interview here in just a minute with Glenn Beard down on the field. We're going to be looking for Cliff Collins. His second game as defense coordinator. He has only allowed 10 points in 2 games, and that was some garbage time points for Mississippi Gulf Coast last week. His defense has played lights out in 2 games. The EMCC got on the scoreboard with 11:37 to go in the first quarter on their opening drive. Tyrell Price, his 6th touchdown of the season, an 18-yard scramble around the right end, and it was 7-0 after the Crabtree PAT. Then Jamori Mark gets in on the action, an 8-yard touchdown reception with 5:34 to go in the first quarter. It's 14-0 EMCC after the PAT. Then special teams gets in on the action. 3:12 to go in the first quarter. It was Braden Boykin blocking the Bo Lee punt attempt, and Mike Williams scoops it up at the 15-yard line and takes it in for the score, and it's 21-0 after the PAT. Jamori Mark, his 2nd touchdown of the game, this time on the ground, a 5-yard run with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter, and EMCC was cruising 28-0. They had scored on every possession at that point. In the second quarter, with 14:02 before halftime, Kurt Merritt had a 62-yard punt return for a touchdown, and the PAT made it 35-0 EMCC. 8:05 to go in the second quarter. Taylor Crabtree made it eligible for the running clock in the second half. 29-yard field goal made it 38-0. So the clock started running after the halftime intermission. With 8:45 to go, it was Tyrell Price with another touchdown, his 7th of the season, a 10-yard touchdown run, making it 45-0 EMCC at that point. And then Justin Connor in the fourth quarter, a 2-yard run, making it 52-0. And then Reginald Hunter with a 1-yard touchdown run towards the end of the game. And now let's go down on the field to Glenn Beard, who's standing by with a special guest. Glenn?
Thanks, Jason. We've got Coach Collins, defensive coordinator of East Mississippi. Coach, your defense outstanding. Another shutout tonight. Only allowing, I think, 94 yards of total offense. What's your thoughts?
The guys had a good week of practice. We need to clean up some things from Gulf Coast. The coaches did an outstanding job of preparing them. But we had 2 great days of practice and to try to work out some of the kinks and the things we need to sharpen up on going from the Gulf Coast week going into this week. And we did that. We still made some mistakes. We got to clean up and then got to get ready for Itawamba team that's got a lot of talent. So, but the coaches, they did an outstanding job. The players had 2 great days of practice, and it showed tonight with the shutout.
Who stands out in your mind tonight's ball game? I know your defensive line did outstanding, only giving up 40 yards on the ground. And then, of course, your secondary did an outstanding job as well, only giving up 51 yards of total passing. So who really stood out?
The defensive front, it always starts with the guys up front. If you can't run the ball, you definitely can't pass it. So it puts you in second and long situations. And so them guys up front did a hell of a job all night. We played everybody on defense, got to play. And everybody just was hungry and stepped in and did a great job. They executed their assignments. I know it's going to be some things we didn't execute. Northeast was a good team. They gave us some different formations and that we had to adjust for, like tackle over and 4-man surfaces, and that's different that we hadn't seen. And it's just great job of guys locking in and studying all week and practicing hard.
Coach, we really appreciate you giving us some time, and congratulations on another shutout.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, Jason, that's Coach Collins, defensive coordinator at East Mississippi. Another shutout, outstanding job defensively tonight by the Lions.
All right, thank you, Glenn and Coach Collins. Coming up in just a moment, we're going to have Buddy Stevens, but right now we're going to take a quick 1-minute break. We'll be back with the wrap and Buddy Stevens in a moment on the EMCC Radio Network. We're in a break. I think we probably got less than 30. EMCC with a huge 59-0 win to start North Division play, and Buddy Stevenson on the field now. Buddy, did you realize this is your 25th straight win in North Division play? The last loss came in 2012.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know that. I'm just glad we're 1-0 at the end of this week. Glad we're 3-0. Glad we're 1-0 in the North. All those cliche things that you're supposed to say. Really excited to see the guys play a complete ball game, offense, defense, special teams. I thought we contributed in all areas, but we still have a lot of rough edges and things that we need to clean up, and we still have substitution issues that I have no clue why we're having some, but we're going to get those things straight because in a big ball game, those are going to cost you.
Coach, your defense allowed just 91 yards of offense to Northeast tonight. Talk about the job they did, and in particular the guys up front.
Yeah, I thought defensively, they came in with a really good game plan to be simple and let those guys run and play, and I think they did that. The guys up front, we challenged them early on in the week to take this game over and just own the line of scrimmage. And if we were going to win the ball game, we were going to stop the run, and we were going to make them one-dimensional. And we talked about that in our pregame show, and I think we were able to do that. And I think we were able to make them no-dimensional.
Coach, you and I talked about some things in pregame show that I felt like we did better at tonight and excelled in. A lot of young guys got some action in the second half. You talked about Justin Connor last week, how we would see him against Mississippi Gulf Coast.
He scored his first college touchdown tonight.
How about that?
Dandy dozen player.
Talk about him. He's fourth. In the depth chart. We're talking about. It's basically running back. So once again, you guys just have the depth there. You're four deep. Now talk about his performance. You had Connor at quarterback and a lot of young guys playing on defense as well.
I thought it was a great chance to get some of those guys opportunities to run the ball. It gave our offensive line. It gave some young guys on the offensive line a chance to grow a little bit and get into game type situations. We've had that for the last 2 weeks. And we're going to need them in tight situations. I thought Justin showed he can run the ball really hard. A lot of this now has to do with confidence and them getting that confidence to make the cut and make the read and the pressure be off them. I mean, that's a dandy dozen kid that really has not had an opportunity yet to shine, and he was able to go out there and just get in the flow and make things happen. And when that happens, the confidence is going to build. He's going to be he's going to take that handoff in a little different way. He's going to look to make something happen instead of trying to force things. He's going to look for things just to kind of open themselves up, and then he'll make the right cut. All the guys they had a chance to play. That's invaluable for us.
Finally, Coach, let's preview next week. You got ICC coming in. I know you're going to be studying them a lot now coming up later on tonight, maybe even into tomorrow. But ICC, they've presented some challenges in the past. Matter of fact, they were our last loss in North Division play many moons ago.
Sure, and that's the big thing for us is just one at a time, and I know that and Itawamba's the next game, and that's just where we want to focus on this one, and then we'll focus on the next one. But Itawamba does they're going to bring in probably the next best quarterback in the league that we're going to play. They're going to run around and throw the ball pretty well, and they're pretty stingy on defense, and they're, like I said, they're very opportunistic on offense. And the great thing is they got to come play at Sullivan Wyndham.
Absolutely, where we're even more dominant. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it, and congratulations to you. We'll talk with you next week.
Thank you.
Buddy Stevens joining us here on the post-game show, and I think it's time for us to go ahead and wrap this one up. Not much to really discuss. Buddy, summed everything up for us, 59-0, our final score. I want to thank our producer, Jared Holmes, back in the studio. Gavin, our statistician. Scott Walters, our spotter. I want to thank Glenn Beard on the sidelines. And, of course, as always, my broadcast partner in the booth, Charlie Winfield, who gave great analysis tonight as our color guy. I'm Jason Crowder saying so long, everybody. You've been listening to EMCC Football on the EMCC Radio Network.